Good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in your part of the world. This is King B News and Views. Look at the view of that mountain. Let me zoom in here. Check that mountain out. Yeah, but anyway, I don't really talk about sports like this on this channel, but I just I wanna give my opinion on the Stephen A. Smith and Monica Mcnutt situation. I've noticed that quite a few content creators have made videos about the Stephen A. Smith and Monica McNutt and how she checked, Monica McNutt checked Stephen A. Smith and, you know, um, about the Caitlin Clarke situation and women's, WNBA. So my thing is this: Stephen A. Smith is what he is. You know, Stephen A. Smith, he's been quite open and honest about what's important to him. You know, he said on more than one occasion that first thing he think of when he wake up in the morning is how can he make his bosses more money, and the second thought is how can he get some of that money. So he's going to do and say whatever he needs to do and say to get his bosses over there at Disney paid, in hopes that they share some of that with him. Now he have done a lot for ESPN and Disney. He has been the face of ESPN, but yet and still Pat McAfee makes more money, who's still really a newcomer at ESPN. Pat McAfee had his podcast. You know, he still he is still fairly new at ESPN though. But Pat McAfee makes more money than at ESPN than Stephen A. Smith does. See how that goes? Stephen A. Smith feels a certain way about it, but while I'm on Pat McAfee and why I'm making this video is because of this. I see some of my brothers out there in the YouTube world make videos talking about Stephen A. Smith and Monica McNutt and how Monica McNutt checked him. But why nobody talking about the fact that Pat McAfee, of European descent, he called Caitlin Clarke a white bee? Nobody's talking about it though. How many people made videos about that? This is the point I'm making. Not many people talking about how Pat McAfee on air referred to Caitlin Clarke as a white bee. Right? A white bee. BITCH. That's what he called her. On air. Now, I just watched heard a clip of the Dan Levitard show where they talked about how Pat McAfee made a statement about he meant it as a compliment and gave an apology, which is nonsense. It don't even make sense. How can it be a compliment? How can calling a woman a BITCH can be a compliment? Don't make sense. But my thing is, why nobody talking about this? All you see on you, Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith again. You know, my folks out there, they refer to Stephen as, they call him coon. He's a coon. He's this. He's that. Sell out. People feel how they feel about him. Me personally, I feel no way in particular. He is what he is. He is however he however he chooses to be. And making money is top priority to that man. So of course he's gonna do and say whatever he needs to do and say that's gonna fit his bosses at Disney's narrative. In hope so they can make more money, and he's hoping that they share a little of that money with him. But there's no guarantees in that, and I'm pretty sure he knows that by now. Once Pat McAfee came over and make more money than him, now he had come out saying that he needs to be, he want to be the highest paid. I don't know about that. He's been the face of ESPN. Don't be surprised if Stephen A. Smith is going to be on his way out the door. And I'm pretty sure he knows that. If you're looking at it, he has his own podcast now. Why do you think Shannon Sharpe is over there doing First Take? See, Shannon Sharpe is in position to take over. You know, I do not watch ESPN. I do not watch First Take. I used 2 years ago, but I don't watch that stuff. You know, but Shannon Sharpe is in position to take over. Stephen A. Smith has set himself up to be out there. That's why he has his own podcast where he can say what he wants. And that brother has gotten himself in trouble in the years on First Take on ESPN, because there's been a few times where he actually said how he really felt, and got himself in trouble over there. You know, had to miss a few shows. You know, because he have to toe that line. He have to do and say what he's expected to say. But there's been times where he's crossed the line and said what he really feels and got himself in trouble. It's facts. But again, he put money above everything else. You know, eventually he may see the error of his ways, but it is what it is. You know. But again, I mean, I wonder why, especially with my brothers out there making videos, they want to highlight and talk about Stephen A. Smith and how Monica Mcnutt checked them. But where them Pat McAfee videos at? He called her a white bitch. Where those Pat McAfee videos at? Let's talk about that. Why Pat McAfee gets a pass? You can't say that, oh, well, Pat McAfee is unknown, because that's not true. Why do you think Pat McAfee is getting more money than Stephen A. Smith? He have a large podcast, extremely popular. That's why he's getting paid more money than Stephen A. Smith. So you can't say, oh, well, he's unknown, right? Why nobody's talking about Pat McAfee and what he said? Why is this Stephen A. Smith? You look on YouTube and that's all you see: Stephen A. Smith, Monica Mcnutt, Stephen A. Smith, Monica Mcnutt. Okay, but why there's not enough people? Why nobody's talking about Pat McAfee and what he called Caitlin Clarke? Why continue to push this Stephen A. Smith narrative? Right? It's nonsense. Pat McAfee gets a pass, but we want to put Stephen A. Smith on blast. What we doing out there in them YouTube streets? What we doing? I don't understand. I'm kind of confused. Again, Pat McAfee called Caitlin Clarke a white bitch. But all I see, even some of the people I'm subscribed to, surprised me. Stephen A. Smith, Monica Mcnutt checked Stephen A. Smith. She put Stephen A. Smith in his place. They've said nothing about Pat McAfee calling Caitlin Clarke a white bitch. Where those videos at? I don't see it. It's crazy. Again, I don't make. You're not gonna see me. You're not gonna see. You're gonna see very few sport videos on this YouTube channel, because I tend to talk about what's more important. But I just wanted to ask this question: where those Pat McAfee videos at? Why nobody's talking about it? Why all I see is Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith? Right? Because what Stephen A. Smith actually said pales in comparison to Pat McAfee calling Caitlin Clarke a white bitch. Monica Mcnutt calling Stephen A. Smith out for not doing enough when it comes to covering the WNBA in the past on First Take pales in comparison to Pat McAfee calling Caitlin Clarke a white bitch. But we want to put the attention on Monica Mcnutt checking Stephen A. Smith for not doing enough for when it comes to covering the WNBA on First Take in the previous years. That's more important. That deserves more coverage than Pat McAfee calling Caitlin Clarke a white bitch. What we doing? It's okay to feel this however you feel about that brother, have no respect for the brother, because of how he choices he made when it comes to his career and whatever. You feel he's a sellout, whatever. Again, I feel particularly no way. That's his life. I got my own life. I'm living my own life. But let's talk more about Pat McAfee calling Caitlin Clarke a white bitch. Let's cover that. Why Pat McAfee is getting the pass? I don't get it. But this is King B News and Views. That's just my opinion on it. Me calling this out. Because again, I don't see. I'm looking. I don't see. I should see a whole lot of Pat McAfee videos. Where those videos? I don't see them. Where's the coverage? All I see is Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith. Meanwhile, Pat McAfee getting the pass. This is King B News and Views. I'm gonna go back to doing my research and talking more about more important subjects concerning our world. To the next video, everyone. Love yourself unconditionally. Keep your loved ones close. Continue to have those important conversations with your loved ones. Protect the children and babies always. Top priority. Protect our women as well. Shout out to all the natural born women out there. Love to all. To the next video. Peace.